What's going on, all you wild devil worshippers out there? Your two favorite spooky uncles are back here for more 31 Days of Horror. I'm Uncle Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Uncle Henry Hill, and we are back tonight for more 31 Days of Horror. Aren't we, Uncle Logan? We're back to review an all new film. It just recently premiered on Paramount Plus. It is the prequel to a little movie that came out a long time ago with Roman Polanski directing it. Somebody might have heard of it. It's called Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, this is the prequel to that, and it stars old Ruthie herself, Julia Garner. We're talking about Apartment 7A.
This is so much bigger than me, and I can't run from it.
This is a role you were born to play. Baby's here to stay.
Yeah, that's right. This is a prequel film coming out almost 60 years since the original, the magnum opus Roman Polanski film Rosemary's Baby. We just reviewed it for 31 Days of Horror. I think it was the first time you've actually seen it, right?
Yes, first time watch for Rosemary's Baby. Somehow I never watched it up until now. This 31 Days of Horror, checked it out and really liked it. It was a great mix of suspense and got really crazy towards the end of it and went into Satanism and all that, and I didn't expect that.
That wild and bonkers third act of the movie, probably the most famous scenes there, just completely not what you expect to revisiting that before watching the new prequel film. It was good to revisit that and just the Oscar award-winning performance from Ruth Gordon, of course, in the original film. Mia Farrow, of course, just so many iconic scenes. And this is a prequel having to do with Terry Giannoffrio, which is played by, of course, Julia Gardner. And dancer has this injury. Her dreams and goals in life is to be a dancer in New York City, Broadway. And that really kind of sets up her character, dealing with the injury and really struggling and then trying to figure out what her next steps are.
Yeah, she's, an ambitious young dancer. She's looking for fame and fortune, going into the big city, New York City, and she has a tryout and she's trying to hit this particular move and, it doesn't go well. She lands right on the side of her ankle and breaks it. And she can never quite get over this injury. It seems like she tries to build it back up and heal it, and nothing helps. So she's really down on her luck. And that's kind of what brings her to this really, seemingly, nice hotel apartment building, basically, in downtown New York City. And, she doesn't have any money. And this old couple kind of see her and they take a liking to her. And, they offer her a great deal. Move in, we'll help you get back on your feet. We'll pay your way here. Don't worry about paying us for a few months. Get back on your feet, and then you can pay us. So she eventually agrees, and she never does give up on her dream. She keeps on trying to go into dancing and be up on the stage because that's what she's always envisioned herself being, and that's where we meet Jim Sturgis, his character.
Yes, yeah, playing Alan in this film, which I like Jim Sturgis. I loved him Across the Universe. Movie came out like 20 years ago. I haven't seen him in a while, but I loved his character. Alongside Andrew Buchen's character, Leo Watts, handling the auditions where Terry goes in to try out for these roles, and he's just kind of like messing with her, like to do this dance sequence over and over again until she hurts her ankle again. So they're just like totally messing with her and like, hey, she's some small town girl. She's not going to make it here. And I liked Andrew's character, Leo Watts. Andrew was in a show called Broadchurch, really fantastic English series. So I recognized him. But him and Jim Sturgis really fantastic together and really evil.
Yeah, they're real dirtbags, like making her do that over and over again. That was a tough scene to watch. You could just see her ankle like start to give away each time she landed on it until the point where she was on the ground crying over, just bad people overall. But anyways, she, takes a liking to Jim Sturgis's character for whatever reason. He's a handsome guy, has a lot of power, obviously, can get her the part if, he wants to. And eventually he kind of does give her a chance to redeem herself and, go back up on stage. And that's when things start getting weird for her, living in this apartment, neighbors down the hall there that gave her the opportunity to live there and are paying her way. They convince her that she's doing a great job. And, she kind of takes a liking to Jim Sturgis's character and starts seeing him too. And things start working out for her all of a sudden. And it comes at a price, though, too, because she starts having these weird occurrences and visions happening in her mind. She sees herself up on the stage, but then she also starts to see these kind of sinister things appear, like that sequin kind of looking demon that she sees a couple times in her dreams. Those are messed up scenes.
That was bizarre. I wasn't expecting that. The sequined monster coming up from the end of the bed. I'm like, okay. You have Diane Weiss in this, playing Ruth Gordon's character of Minnie. I loved her. I thought Diane Weiss is so good in this movie. One of the MVPs of this movie. I loved her thick New York accent. Oh, honey. I can't do it, but like bringing her in, Terry as family. Obviously, they had more something sinister at play here, being devil worshippers, but then bringing her in as like a kid into this apartment for free was really nice, but also some red flags there. And yeah, I thought Diane Wiest and Kevin McNally playing Minnie and Roman were really great.
They were great. Yeah, they reminded me a lot of the characters from Rosemary's Baby, the same characters, obviously different actors here, but they did a great job in having the same role, and they felt like the same characters really did a good job. Diane Wiest was great, like you mentioned, very sympathetic to Terry, and she starts believing in herself again, but at what cost, basically. And as the movie goes on, weirder and weirder things started happening, much like Rosemary's Baby. It's very much a mirror of the first movie. I will say that, where Rosemary's Baby is like a classic movie, this one really relies on what happens in that movie and kind of, doesn't do a lot of new things, I'll say. And, by the time it was over, I enjoyed the watch, but I also asked myself, like, did this really need to be made? Do we really need a prequel to Rosemary's Baby? Probably not, but it gets a pass from me just because, how great Julia Garner is. Of course, we always enjoy her work. She does great in this role too. You feel for her. She just wants to make a name for herself. She's doing all she can, and then bad things just start happening to her around every corner. And then you have Minnie and Roman, who are seemingly nice people, but we obviously know they're the same characters from Rosemary's Baby, so we know they're up to no good too. And then, of course, the way things end up, without spoiling anything, you can kind of see where everything's going here and see, where these characters are going to end up by the end of the film. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. There had some suspenseful parts here. Julia Garner was really great in the role. She sold being a dancer there, obviously had work in the past being a dancer, and, is just made to be an actress. She does great in the role. Then we have Diane Wiest, who is great, coming in and playing that same role that was, won an Oscar for the actress, like you mentioned, that had won it in Rosemary's Baby. And she comes and does a great job too. Awesome to see her play like that older character now. We're used to seeing her, back in Lost Boys and even on Mayor of Kingstown, where she's not super old, but in this one she plays like the grandma part, and does a great job in it too. I thought the actor that played Roman was great, Jim Sturgis. It was great to see him again. Hadn't seen him in a while, like you mentioned, although his character was a prick here. I wanted bad things to happen to his character because he wasn't a very good guy in the end of this. The actual apartment building was a character in itself. I thought looked great. Loved all the little secret rooms, much like they had in Rosemary's Baby. It was a character in of itself, I thought too. So overall, I'd say that I enjoyed Apartment 7A. Just didn't think that it was completely necessary. Like, we didn't obviously need a prequel to Rosemary's Baby, but for the performances, the way it looked and everything, I had a decent time with it. So with that being said, I am going to give Apartment 7A, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 Jennifer Garner hair pieces.
Watching Rosemary's Baby and going into this, I was pretty excited for this movie, and I was, I had a good time with it. I don't think there's, a lot of complaints besides it really kind of being the same as the first movie, and a movie that really didn't necessarily need to be made, but hey, we have it, and it's fun to watch during the Halloween season. Julia Garner's amazing as always, Diane Wiest. another MVP in this. Some of the cool imagery in this movie is really well done. I like the cinematography, set design, the the era, 60s, the music and all that. The whole setting was really well done. But it's more or less, pretty much a lot of the same from Rosemary's Baby, which is obviously a perfect one of the horror greats, and it's never going to top that. But it's worthy of a watch. Is it a movie that I'll rewatch anytime soon? No, but I had a good time watching it one time around. So I'd agree with you on your score and everything that you said as well. So with that being said, I'm going to give Apartment 7A, currently streaming on Paramount Plus. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 Jim Sturgis hair pieces.
So we want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of Apartment 7A? Maybe you haven't watched it yet. Go ahead and check it out and let us know in the comment section below what you guys think of it. And make sure to check out our website, cinephellas.com, and follow along with us all 31 days of horror. We're posting a new video every day. We're covering movies, old and new, as well as TV shows, old and new. So you guys are going to want to stick around and watch every single day in the month of October as we drop these videos. And we're having a blast doing it. We are getting to watch a bunch of horror. And for these two horror hounds, it's our favorite time of the year. So we thank you guys for watching our review. And until the next 31 Days of Horror movie review, I'm Uncle Henry Wiest.
And I'm Uncle Kevin McNally signing out until the next review for 31 Days of Horror. Cheers!